Hey guys, Goggles here. Just another quick update video. Ongoing saga of the lap counter on Donnybrooke. The dead strip track. Bane of my existence. I'm finally decided that throwing in the towel on the use of the dead strip track that we had from 40 years ago. I just can't get the modern stuff to trip reliably, and if I'm throwing a race event, that's not going to work. And how do I know it's not reliable? A couple of recent purchases. No, not those. A Wizzard Storm. And with the body on it, a Viper V1 V-Spec. Both of these are very fast. Run fantastic on the track. Do not trip laps reliably. The Wizzard works pretty well right out of the box. The Viper needed a little tweaking. Had to go with a shorter, thinner guide pin from an earlier AFX G Plus, one of the original Aurora ones. The pickup shoes, I had to go with Hardin Creek slot car long travel ski shoes for Tomy Turbo or SR T car. And rear tires are currently around 440, 444. I haven't done an actual measurement on them. That's what they ship them with. We need to go to at least 452. 452 is what's on the Wizzard, and that works perfect the way it is. Also bought weighted weight kits for both cars. Not just doing testing, but probably going to do some racing with MARC over the next race season here and there. Need cars to be competitive, so there we are. A little small investment on my part just to make sure things work for the January 10th race date. But got to do what we got to do. Also, another update. I bought a second-hand True Speed controller, an MT1. It was a really good price. If you look closely, I had to replace the surface mount diode there. Somebody did a bodge repair with a regular 1N 4001 diode, bridging it where the other side of it goes. Somebody connected it up backwards at one point and blew the diode. Other than that, it works fairly well. Does not work with Mega G Plus cars, though. Sensitivity control, the main one here, the secondary one here, with them backed all the way down, they shoot off like a rocket still. I'm running the track at 18 volts, and these cars just go like crazy. The only controller that works with them, I found, this new Mid-America design modern resistor controller, 120 ohm. It does kind of work with my old Rust kit, 90 ohm, but it's still a little too sensitive. And you can see in the collection here, we've got various Parma and Rust kit. We've got 35 ohm, 60, 90. There's a 25 under here with brake defeat. There's another 25 ohm here without brake defeat. And we got a Rust kit that's like a 13 ohm with brake defeat, and that was for use with that guy there, which is the modified Tyco 440 with the Bob Lincoln armature, Samarium cobalt magnets, etc., etc. Anyway, yeah, I went new school. Was going to give it a try, and been in touch with Steve at True Speed. And there's some jumper settings here that need to be changed, and a resistor added, and a resistor changed, and it should get the Mega G Plus cars working with this controller more under control. So with that said, why that? Well, I'm going to use that when I go racing with that and or that. And most definitely a TFX. This just came today. Ordered this. Modern interpretation of Thunderjet. Another slot car club that some of the guys from MARC run with. It's basically a T-Jet club. Introduced this class for this year. So it's like a spec racer class with this chassis. It gives you 16, 18, and 20 ohm armatures in the kit. 19 or 15 tooth crown gear axle. Extra tires, extra guide pins, body screws, and a nice little 3D printed case that it all goes in. With these chassis, they're planning on them running muscle car, Auto World muscle car bodies, or Auto World Trans Am series cars. And when I say Trans Am series cars, I'm talking like these bad Larrys. Trans Am, SCCA Trans Am. Barring the Nova and the AMX. So, that's the plan with that. But, what's the plan with this? Well, going to do what was suggested to me months ago that I didn't want to do. I didn't want to hack up another set of 15-inch Aurora lock and pin tracks. Because these have become rare and expensive. This was done 40 years ago, when these tracks, we didn't know any better, didn't care that they were rare, because we didn't know they were rare, didn't know they would have any value to them in the future. These are running upwards of $100 per section on eBay when they come up, if you can find them. I managed to score 2 of them for a lot less than that, in very good shape, about 3 months ago. They've been sitting in storage. These are coming out. Those are getting put in place of this. So you say, well, Goggles, what are you going to do for lap counting then? Well, we're going to do photo transistors set into the track. Going to use 9-inch section track. 9-inch section track is very common, very reasonably priced, and I have no qualms about drilling holes in one of them, especially since most of them have got an issue like this, where the screw hole has broken free and popped through and it's not being held down very well anymore. So I got to change some of these out anyway. But I'm not going to modify any of them. When this is broken out, I got about a dozen sections that I bought recently for a very good price that are coming soon, and I have no qualms about sacrificing 2 sections of those. So we're gonna do photo transistors for the sensors for the Arduino. Trip relays will go away because there won't be any need for those, because that was for the dead strip. So we're gonna do a light bridge. Well, sorry guys. We have 2 footbridges on the track. We got the Sebring MG Safety Fast, and we got the Donnybrooke bridge. Well, the Donnybrooke bridge is the one that wins out for where the lap sensors are going to go. They're going to go right here. We're going to put an LED strip on the underside of the footbridge, run the wires down, drill a hole in the table, run it down to the power supply. Same, we'll have to drill 4 holes under the track, underneath the sensors, feed the wires through. We're probably going to double side tape the bridge to the track so it doesn't move. And I'm probably going to do that with several of these buildings as well, because I'm finding sometimes when these cars get out of control from, well, let's say when the family comes over and the little kids come over, a lot of carnage with scenery, to my dismay. And you may say, well, why not use the Safety Fast Bridge? Well, as you can see, the Safety Fast Bridge is on 2 different sections of the table. There is, underneath this plywood joint here, there is the edge of the tables where they're screwed together. So it would be too close on that corner and too much of a pain on this corner to run wires down and under. Plus, the power supply is roughly about here under the table. So, it'll be a shorter run because we're going to run a USB 5 volt converter to step it up to 12 volt to run the LED strip that's going to get mounted underneath the bridge. Also, shorter run from the track over here to right about here where the Arduino is mounted under the table. Be way too long from over there to over here. So that's the plan. I've got one more day of work this week, which is tomorrow, unfortunately. Tomorrow is also the start of the slot car race season with MARC. They are racing tomorrow at Lenjet Raceway in Ashland, Massachusetts. Peter Lentros's track setup, and they're kicking off their season. And unfortunately, I'm going to be stuck at work for 7 hours, pretty much twiddling my thumbs because of the lack of business we've had at work lately. Haven't shared this before, but I'm in the automotive business, and it's been slow. But anyway, so that's the plan. And I'm going to add a couple of more Lexan guards to this corner. Keep wiping out the concession stand. So that's it for now, guys. A little update. And we'll bring it back next week after it's done.